B, C, D, E, F, G.
Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn about the correct usage of do and does. See, you must have realized or you must have seen people around you who are using this language quite frequently, and though they are good at English language, but at times many of us, uh, for some unknown reason, quite often commit errors regarding the correct usage of do and does. So today we are going to cover up that portion which will help us understand and use these two words correctly. So let's begin. There are certain situations where do and does is to be used. For example, I don't like say ice cream. For example, although there are very few people who may not like ice cream, but just for the sake of example, I'm making it. And if I replace I with he, it would become he doesn't like ice cream. So this is one situation where, as you can see, we use to do and say does, right? That means whenever we make use of negative sentences of present simple, as you can see here, we have to use do and does. Now the question arises, uh, because sometimes we use do and sometimes we use does. Is there any rule regarding where to use do and where to use does? Yes, there is a rule regarding this. For example, do, or while making negative sentences, don't, it has to be used when the subject is I, you, we, they, or names in plural number. You see, you get it? So when can we use do or don't? Only when the subject includes either of these: I, you, we, they, and instead of these words there may also be name, but that name has to be in plural number, remember it. For example, here I have already given one example of don't, that is do, which is being used with I. Here I could have used you don't complete your work timely. Okay, so because here the subject is you, again we have used do with you. All right, just like here I've already mentioned, I and you will include do. Since we are making negative sentences, we are also using not after do. So don't is the contracted form of do not, right? We, so if the subject is we don't play there daily. Okay, similarly, if there is a subject which includes names in plural number, for example, uh, Amit and Sumit don't attend their classes regularly. Okay, so in this sentence, why are we using don't instead of doesn't? For the very simple reason that here the subject is Amit and Sumit. That is, although Amit and Sumit are the names of the people, but since they are more than one, okay, that is, they are in plural number. So here, as you can see, if the names are in plural number, we have to use do. All right, so in these conditions we have to use do. So the first rule is, negative of simple sentences, right? Whenever we make a negative sentences of simple present tense, then we have to use do and does. Here we have seen where to use do. Now in one line only, I'll tell you where to use does or doesn't. Hmm? Well, we'll use does or doesn't when the subject is remaining subject, that is like he, she, it, name in singular number. Alright. So therefore, if you can see here, yeah, here the subject is he. Alright, in this sentence number 5, subject is he, and therefore, although sentence number 1 and sentence number 2 both are same, the only difference lies in the subject. In the sentence number 1, subject is I, therefore we are using don't, whereas in the sentence number 5, subject is he, and therefore we are using doesn't. So here this rule has to be remembered. If the subject includes either of these words, he, she, it, or name in singular number, we have to use does. Alright. So first rule is this one, that we have to use don't or doesn't. We have to use do or doesn't when we make negative sentences of simple present tense. Alright, and you have already been explained where to use do, where to use does. Now there is another type of sentence also, that is interrogative sentences, where we use or we make proper use of do and doesn't. For example, do you know him? So this is a question, isn't it? And even if you make a question like how do you know him, fine. So one rule is negative sentences of present simple tense when we have to make proper use of do and does. Another rule is when we make interrogative sentences like these: do you know him, how do you know him, does he have your contact number, right? So when we make interrogative sentences of the present simple tense, these are the interrogative sentences of present simple tense. Do you know him, how do you know him, does he have your contact number, why doesn't he have your contact number. So when we make sentences like these, when we have sentences like these, we have to make proper use of do and does. Is that clear? So I hope with the help of this video, somewhere I helped you understand why do we get confused regarding the correct usage of do and does, and what are the places where we are supposed to make a correct usage of do and does. So I've told you about two situations, that is negative of simple sentences and interrogative sentences of simple sentences, where we are supposed to use do and does. All right, and I've also given you details regarding the subjects with which do is supposed to be used and the subjects with which does is supposed to be used. So I hope this video was found useful by most of you. If you really found it useful, do like this video, share with the like-minded people who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you very much. See you soon with another interesting video. Bye bye.